Hey Team MG, it's Michael, the horse guru here with Fandango, a 4-year-old colt, son of Tito. We're working with this young colt and he's gonna be our future reining prospect. We can't wait to get him to where he needs to be. But today's lesson is how to get that show quality groom out of your horse. Most folks think that whenever they see a show horse of any breed and they see how shiny it is, how nice their coat is, that all that's just done on game day. But the fact of the matter is, it's done months in advance, and it's a bunch of small things done right. And that's what we're gonna work on today, is show you those small things that you can do to, over the course of 30 days, 60 days, really get that show shine on a horse. And we're just gonna go through the very basics of how to get that show quality grooming done. With Fandango here, we're gonna start on the coat, and we're gonna go with a simple curry comb. We're gonna work right here, and everything we do, we're gonna use a little elbow grease, and we're just trying to break loose any dead hair, any dandruff that he has, any dirt in his coat. The other thing that you gotta think is all this is part of training. So many trainers and so many people think that training is just when you're working the horse, just when you're actually in the saddle. But you don't realize how much desensitizing this right here, brushing them all over. Notice whenever I'm in the front half of him, I'm gonna use my lead hand. And when I get about halfway through his back and I start working this way, I'm gonna use in this case, my right hand. What's that gonna do? That's gonna allow me to put that pressure on him that I want to, but not get me in the way of a kick. I'm gonna be able to take all these young horses and really desensitize them and break loose that hair that they have, and never really put myself in jeopardy at the same time. There we go. Always want to do the face, his cheeks, forehead. The creases right here in his face, his nasal cavity, it's real easy for a horse to get fungus here or to get a little dandruff built up here. So you want to make sure to work that well. Perfect. From there, we're going to get a brush. I prefer one that's a little stiff, and then we're going to go with the coat. So what we want to do is go ahead and start training that hair, and you're going to notice the way that we groom, coupled with the way that we bathe horses, is really going to get their hair trained. And that's what it's all about. When you want to get that shiny coat that it looks like you can see yourself in it, it's all about getting the coat laid down. So the light, whatever the lighting is, bounces off of it. When you do that, it's very easy for their natural coat sheen to shine through and for them to look just amazing. And that's what we're trying to do here with him. Notice again, whichever side of the horse I'm on, my lead hand I'll use to brush the horse. Whenever I get about halfway through the horse past his withers, I'm gonna switch hands, brush his back legs, brush under his belly, under his flank, and it's all about brushing those hairs in the right direction. And the right direction is whichever way the hairs want to lay naturally. Perfect. Don't forget their face. All right, guys, so the next thing we're gonna do is get a coat of laser sheen or show sheen on our horse and brush them down one more time. Perfect. You see, this is really gonna help the dirt from getting on them. It's gonna put a protective layer over their coat and really shine them up. There we go, he's looking good, looking shiny. There we go, don't forget the face. Very nice. The next thing we're gonna work on is the mane and tail. Now you can use the laser sheen, but I prefer the olive oil spray. You can find this at your locally Family Dollar or dollar store or Walmart. You can find it in the ethnic hair care section. And the fact that it doesn't say horses means that it's a lot cheaper. You know how things work. anything out there on the market that says horses or mane and tail is going to be a lot more expensive than things for people. So when it comes to shampoo, when it comes to hair care products and things like that, if you get it for us, you can save yourself a lot of money and have the same quality of product. So I give them a good coat here. I'm just gonna brush them down. So now whenever you have a young, sensitive colt like this, early on in his training, all I want you to do is whenever you're going through the grooming process, it doesn't matter if they jump, it doesn't matter if they move, their reaction doesn't make you react. Now if you come on over here, we're gonna work on his tail a little bit. All right guys, so the tail is something that's very important to a horse. Whenever you get the overall view and picture of a horse, a show horse, whether it's a reiner or a gaited horse or Western pleasure horse or dressage horse, that tail is really the icing on the cake, so we want to take good care of it. So the first thing we're going to do is spray a little product on there. We're really not trying to brush it whenever it's dry because you'll tear the hair up. So we're going to do everything we can to protect the hair and keep that tail growing. Once we get the product on it, we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. One of the things that I want you to do, even if you trust your horse, even if you're working with your horse, I don't want you bringing your head down to brush their tail. I want you to bring their tail up to you. If it was a really young colt or a horse that I didn't trust too much, I would bring their tail to the side and stand hip to hip with them so I could start working on their tail. And basically I'm just going to brush all these shavings out. He's fresh out of the stall. And you see how there's just no tangles? If it was tangled up, we would just start from the bottom and work our way up like we are now. Perfect. Before long, he's gonna look like the Black Rapunzel. There we go. Now we can start working our way up. Now we know there's not any knots in it. And we're just gonna try to get every bit of shavings and hay and dandruff out of there. And you always wanna pay attention to their tailbone and see if there's any dandruff there. That lets you know later on whenever we're washing them if we need to put any hair and shoulders. There we go. Here's a little trick. If your comb starts getting a little bogged down with shavings, kick your boot up. That's it. Now these extra 5 minutes that you spend with your horse every time that you saddle them, it's not 5 minutes wasted. It's 5 minutes that helps with the horse just being a horse whenever you're around. A lot of times horses act up under saddle because anytime they've ever been caught, they just get the saddle flung on them and somebody hops on and goes. Nobody spends the quality time with them of them just hanging out, being a horse. There we go. That's looking pretty. Starting to get that shine on it. Very nice, very nice. Now this is the other thing I want to see. If my tail is below my hocks, I would like every time that I ride or work the horse, I'm gonna band it up. So you can get these bungees at any local hardware store, close to your tarps. Wherever your tarp section is, which you know we love our tarps, make sure to get our bungees. And what we're gonna do is this. Before every ride, we're just gonna braid his tail. And yes, ladies, I can braid. Break it loose like that. All of you know a simple braid, break it down in 3 parts, just like this. And we're just gonna put one over top of the other. Just like that. Nice. And all we're trying to do is protect the tail. The only time we're gonna leave this tail down is whenever it's show night. Whenever we go out for our demo or our competition, or we're showing our friends our horse, that whenever we wanna show off and our horse to look our best, that's when we're gonna let his tail down. Now all I'm gonna do is fold it up in half and then in a third. Now all I do is drop my loop on my finger like that. I'm gonna bring this around. Depending on the length of your bungee, 2 or 3 times. And I'm gonna hook it in here. Just like that. It's not going anywhere, it's held up. If we back the horse up, if we're stopping, if we're spinning, if we're going through obstacles, we don't have to worry about the tail getting caught up in anything. Also, if we're traveling with our horse and we're going to be backing it off of the trailer, a lot of horses lose their tail backing off the trailer. Make sure to braid it and bunch it up, and it's going to help you get that nice, thick, beautiful tail. And that's the keys to success of how to get your horse's coat and mane in show shape. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our video. Make sure to get in the comments below and give us your feedback. Let us know what all problems you're having, if you're having any problems with the steps, if there's more videos or problems that you would like to see. We just want to better help you bond with your horse and help fix some of your equine problems and reach your equine goals.